It's hard to believe, but there are still several weeks left in the 2021 hurricane season, and it's certainly been a memorable one as we bring in meteorologist Robert Suhr to talk about a very unusual storm. What are we talking about here, Robert?
Paul, believe it or not, hurricane season goes through the end of November, and it has been a very, very active season, and we just had one last tropical system become not tropical anymore, and that's what I want to talk about. We're talking about what is now post-tropical cyclone Wanda. As we look at the infrared picture here, it's not a tropical system per se anymore. It doesn't have a warm core system. It's kind of in here being sheared apart by this frontal system. These are the Azore Islands here. We're way out into the Atlantic. This is the coast of Portugal here. You get up to the northeast, you're talking about the UK and Ireland, and Newfoundland is way off to the left side of your picture. Now, Wanda is unique for a couple of reasons. One, really unusual track. Wanda took zigzagging, loop-de-looping, doing all kinds of crazy movements out here in the Atlantic and is expected to continue to move off. This was the final advisory issued by the National Hurricane Center a couple of hours ago. It has since lost its tropical characteristics. But this isn't the only story with Wanda. Wanda began several weeks ago, way back on the other side of the Atlantic. You can see here off the coast of Florida. It went up the eastern seaboard as a nor'easter and crushed the eastern seaboard of New England as a powerful nor'easter, and then tracked its way across the Atlantic as an extratropical cyclone, and then strengthened and took on tropical characteristics and became a tropical storm where it kind of meandered in the eastern Atlantic, what it's doing now. Now, to recap the hurricane season, we had 21 named storms. It was the third most active season and fourth costliest on record. An estimated $70.5 billion of damage was done by all of those storms. We had 7 hurricanes and 4 major hurricanes. The one that everybody thinks about is Hurricane Ida. That's the one that hit New Orleans and did all of that damage, but it wasn't the strongest storm. The strongest storm was Hurricane Sam, which had 155-mile-an-hour winds on October 1st. Ida only reached winds of 150 miles an hour, which made it the second strongest storm of the hurricane season. But definitely Ida was the storm that cost the most in terms of damage estimates and things like that. So most likely we won't have another system, Paul. We'll have to see what happens. But it's just a precursor to what 2022 may bring, but it doesn't necessarily mean it will be as active as 2021.
Fascinating, Robert. Thanks, especially